Hi friends, welcome to another Reddit Rev episode. Please subscribe and hit that like button if you're enjoying the content, and please share it with your friends if you can. I'd really appreciate it. Also, please leave me a comment to let me know what you think of the episode. Now let's get started with today's stories.
Boy, do I have an exciting story for you guys today. This story is about betrayal and retaliation, so enjoy. Title: The Incredible Tale of Betrayal and Retaliation. How I Took Down My Lying Ex. In May 2016, I asked my crush Katie out on a coffee date after harboring a crush on her for 3 years. We went out 3 more times and eventually became an official couple. Our relationship felt amazing for 7 months. We shared common interests, rarely had disagreements, communicated openly, which helped improve our sex life, had well-paying jobs so we were able to treat each other, and both our families supported us. I was accepted into my country's Armed Forces Reserve program as a combat engineer in January 2017. From February to late April, I went through basic training, which was the hardest thing I had ever done. Despite doubts about not graduating, Katie's encouragement through texts and calls kept me going. She was there during my BTTC certificate ceremony and continually reminded me of her pride in me. During my job in the reserves, I was required to go for advanced training for the summer, which stretches from early June to late August. Katie was completely supportive of me going to the training center 40 kilometers away, dedicating most of our summer break to enhance my military career. It was a difficult summer for me. I was excluded from all the social groups that formed on our course and was the subject of many jokes. This caused my self-esteem to decrease, but Kate's faith in me enabled me to succeed. Thanks to her, I finished as 5th best on the course. The decline. Things between us started to sour after returning home. According to her, I wasn't as spontaneous and outgoing as before I went away. I was dismissive, took small jabs and jokes as personal insults, and would rather stay in, watch movies, and have sex instead of going out. Unbeknownst to both of us, I had developed some nasty social anxiety due to the events of the summer, and it started affecting our relationship. Nearing our 2-year anniversary in 2018, we got into a heated argument over a small misunderstanding and subsequently broke up. I was very upset until she sent me a text message 3 days later expressing her interest in fixing our relationship. Although we didn't see each other for 3 weeks, we stayed in touch every day and worked towards repairing things. However, when we finally got back together, things felt different. Our conversations were uneasy and caused me more anxiety, which worsened our already struggling relationship. Eventually, things reached a breaking point at the end of July. The hurt. When Katie was in school, she became friends with a guy named John. Their friendship grew quickly as she relied on him for emotional support after we broke up and whenever I made mistakes. Although I was aware of John, I never imagined that Katie would develop romantic feelings for him. I had made plans to spend the night at Katie's place after work. When I arrived, I found her and John sitting on the couch. Katie explained that John had come from an unexpected visit, but was now leaving. After he left, Katie's behavior towards me became distant and cold. I eventually asked her how things were going between us. She admitted that she felt it was time to end our relationship, and we agreed to break up the following day. Since it was late, she allowed me to stay the night, but said it would be the last time. Kate was very attached to her phone and guarded it closely until she fell asleep. While in the past she didn't mind if I saw her texting with her friends, she now tried to conceal her screen from me. When I inquired, she told me that it was personal information, which only made me more curious. Once she had fallen asleep, I couldn't resist my curiosity and unlocked her phone with her passcode. To my dismay, I found numerous messages exchanged with John. The messages revealed that she was now single and they could publicly be a couple while ridiculing my every action. I couldn't help but cry silently after I read each hurtful text. I cried louder than expected, and Kate woke up. She got angry when she found out and yelled at me while I left without saying much. I arrived home late in the morning and cried all night. The next day I called in sick to work and stayed in bed feeling sorry for myself. The day after our breakup, I received multiple angry texts from Katie's acquaintances. Kate spread a false rumor about me in an effort to protect her reputation and undermine any negative comments I might make about her. She claimed that I had sexually assaulted her on the night of our breakup and left right after I got what I wanted. Even though my actions were harmful, she chose not to take legal action because she didn't want to go through the stress of a trial. She acted maturely and decided not to press charges. Despite my fears of being expelled from the army and having a permanent negative reputation, nothing came out of it. The revenge. 5 months later, Kate sent me a direct message DM. After exchanging pleasantries, she apologized for the incident and confessed to faking it. However, she refused to admit it publicly because she was afraid of damaging her own reputation. I was upset by this, but remained calm. I took a screenshot of the messages and continued talking to her. In the next 3 months, she experienced a recurring set of events described below. She expresses her dissatisfaction with her current relationship, particularly about John's mistakes in their relationship. She seeks advice while expressing the feelings about the relationship, comparing it to how things were before. Recently, John made a grand romantic gesture and saved the relationship, and then a few days later she would feel ignored. Then after talking with me a little bit, she spreads negative information about our relationship on social media with the help of her friends. I am able to see all of it, and it is apparent she is trying to start an argument with me. She then portrays me as a villain and blocks me for a month before repeating this pattern. This happened 3 times regularly, and every time it left me exhausted and shattered. However, a part of me desired for it to happen. On all 3 occasions, I captured screenshots of everything she said that proved her guilt. I had a complete set of stored evidence on my SD card before I made the decision to act. I made multiple copies of upsetting text messages I received and sent them to various people who I believed were important to Kate, including her family members, close friends, colleagues, and teachers. I used manila envelopes and clearly labeled them to indicate that the messages were between me and Kate. I also ensured that each recipient's mailing address was accurate before sending the envelopes. It took me 3 weeks to receive the results. I have received apologies from some people who had previously insulted and shamed me. Kate's parents also contacted me and expressed their regret for their daughter's behavior and how they raised her. They requested me not to take any legal action against their daughter, which I had thought of earlier. However, I was not prepared mentally or financially for such a battle. Although I promised to consider their request, I have not made a decision yet. Kate sends me angry texts accusing me of betraying her trust and ruining her life. I read all of the messages without replying and eventually blocked her. I am not fully aware of how much my revenge affected her, but I do know that she dropped out of school and lost her job. I hope that everything was worth it for John. TLDR. My girlfriend cheated on me and then falsely accused me of rape to conceal her infidelity. Despite ensuring her behavior for a year, I collected evidence in the form of text messages and proceeded to ruin her reputation in social circles. Edit. I am grateful for your kind words of support. To alleviate concerns about my mental well-being, I want to share that I have been seeing a therapist for the past 3 years and have made substantial progress. I owe my therapist a great deal for helping me regain a sense of normalcy in my life.
I hope you enjoyed our video. It's always a pleasure creating these stories, and if you liked what you saw, please take the time to show your support by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already done so. Sharing with your friends is also greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of our videos. I'm all ears. Be sure to check back soon for more original Reddit stories every day on Reddit Rev. Until then, stay awesome, my friend.